Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and this is Garden of Mirth, and today I'm going to share with you a couple of homemaking routines that actually work with small children. I'm a relatively new mom and I'm definitely not an expert, but there are a few things that I have learned that make our days go so much smoother, and so I wanted to share a couple of tips and routines that I've figured out that work well for our home, and maybe they will work well for you as well. Follow along with us in a day in the life where I show you these quick and easy routines that I have found to simplify my homemaking. In the mornings, my daughter is usually the happiest and is most likely to play independently or just be content being near me while I work on something. So this is when I knock out the bulk of my projects for the day that are harder to do when she's wanting to be held or needs my undivided attention. We always start the day with breakfast, so while my daughter is happily eating in the high chair beside me, I will pull her up next to wherever I'm working, and I'll get the dishes switched over or start dinner in the crock pot or switch some laundry over. Anything that I can do while I'm still talking and interacting with her as she eats breakfast. This time is flexible from day to day, and some days it lasts a little longer than others, but I'm typically just working the whole time to get as much done as I possibly can while I have both hands free and she's happy and content. So this allows me time to not only interact and talk with her, but be productive at the same time. Here I am set up some dough for some sourdough tortillas to have for tomorrow night. And I'm also going to go ahead and use up our leftover sourdough bread from last week to make some sourdough croutons. In the last video, I showed that we've been making salad in a jar to have for quick and easy lunches. And this is something I didn't show in that video, but we use our leftover sourdough bread for sourdough croutons. And these are super simple to make, and I'll link the blog post in the description box if you're interested in learning how to make those. But I basically just cube up my bread, toss them in some oil with some herbs, and then bake until they're golden brown. These store really well in a Ziploc bag or in a mason jar, and we'll toss them in salads all throughout next week. After breakfast, we move into kind of the first block of the day before her afternoon nap. I implement the next routine I've learned, and that is making the most out of independent playtime. I really give her the opportunity for independent play and just time to be creative. So I feel like that's pretty natural to kids. For those that don't know, I'm a former elementary school teacher, and kids have such great imaginations, but they often need time to be bored, honestly. Time to just explore in a safe environment and come up with their own ways to play. So the way that I've kind of fostered independent play with her is being near her while I'm working on a project, but not giving her something to watch or something to do constantly. She is in a baby-proofed area right there with me with access to her toys, and she can come up with her own ways to play and entertain herself. And she's great at it. And of course, she is a young child, so every now and then, she wants my attention, and she'll come crawl over where I am. And, she may want to be picked up for a minute or whatever. It's very flexible. It changes every day. But for the most part, for a good amount of time in the morning, she's happy to just be near me with her toys, entertaining herself. And a lot of that was just me letting her have the time and opportunity to safely explore and learn how to have creative, independent play. So while I'm dusting the living room and picking things up and putting her toys away, all of that time, she's just right out of camera shot, sitting by me or across the room from me playing. Thank you. Can you say thank you? Thank you. Mama's gonna get the toys back here. Okay. Oh look, there's our remote. The last routine is just letting them be involved. There's going to be times and there's going to be certain days where she just needs me more, or she just wants to be with me and in the middle of whatever I'm working on. And instead of seeing that like an obstacle, I've really worked hard to just find ways to let her be a helper. Kids love being involved. They love feeling like they have a job and a purpose and that they're being helpful. And I often found when I was teaching how much kids really crave and need that purpose. Even the kids that maybe acted like they didn't, on a truly innate level, they do. They want to be a helper. They want to contribute to whatever everyone else is doing. So my daughter's no different, and she loves to be involved in whatever mom's doing. So in this clip, I'm needing to get blueberry biscuits made. I'm going to put them in the freezer for a quick breakfast later on in the week. I'll go ahead and bake them so we can just thaw them out quickly for a quick grab and go breakfast for my husband for work or whatever we need. So I'm getting these made up and she's right there with me. So I'm going to let her pat out the dough with me and cut a few biscuits, maybe feel of the flour and the dough. And that's something that I feel like a lot of moms kind of struggle with because it's messier and it does take longer. And that's absolutely true. And I think going in with the mindset of just knowing that when you let the kids help, it's going to take longer and it's going to be messier. But from my perspective, my goal is not just to make the biscuits, but my goal is to foster an environment where my child wants to learn with mom and they want to be a part of what we're doing as a family. So my hope is that even though she's not going to remember this one specific time that we made blueberry biscuits, Lord willing, and if I do it correctly, I hope that as she grows older, she has memories of being able to be in the kitchen with mom and helping her with projects and feeling like she contributed and she was allowed to be part of the process. I'm okay with her getting her hands in the flour and rolling out some dough. And before she was able to really do those things, I would put her next to me either in the bouncer or even in my wrap and hand her like clean, soft, like plastic measuring cups and let her hold those or even chew on them and just feel like she was part of something. When I go and take her in the garden, I give her her own space, right next to me where if she wants to dig in the dirt with her little soft shovel, she can. And she can feel like she's, helping. And hopefully by doing that, I'm inviting her into my hobbies and things that I enjoy, and maybe she will like those things too, and that's something we can bond over later on. But even if she doesn't grow up to love cooking and gardening, hopefully she has sweet memories with mom. I am so not perfect when it comes to having the perfect routines or the perfect attitude always when I'm dealing with, the fallout of an unhappy toddler when I'm trying to get something done. But I try to remember when I feel impatient that I'm raising up the next generation. And even though she may not remember this exact time that we make biscuits or we plant the garden or whatever we're doing, hopefully I'm making an impact that will last for her. Kids have so much zest for life, and that's something that I feel is truly unmatched in most adults, and I don't ever want to be somebody that squashes out that fire. So even if I end up with blueberries on the floor and flour in my hair, I want to have the heart that lets her help. Let's do one more. You can play with that. That's okay. Got another one. Hey, push this down for me. You do it. Can you do it? Can you push this down? Good job. Oh, let's push it down one more time. Good job. There you go. You want to hold this piece of dough? Yeah. Can you squish it? Ah, you made another biscuit. Here you go. Good job. Let's see. There you go. There's another one. I'll do this one. Can you press this right here? Here, let's leave keep that down there. Can you press this? Can you do it? Good job! Yay! Good job. All right. Okay, we got our last biscuit. Let's see how many we made. Let's see. I hope this video gives you some ideas and routines that you can implement to make homemaking and mothering easier, or at the very least, more fun for you. Until next time, you can catch us on the blog, gardenofmirth.com, as well as Instagram and Pinterest. Until next time, bye friends.